is this. I'm more afraid of the Vikings just because I feel like they can play more different ways. Like on paper at least. And what was it? Maybe like 6 weeks ago we were talking about them as a class outside of the Rams and the Saints. And now they're not even going to make the playoffs.
How many teams that tie have made the Super Bowl historically? Not a lot, right?
I don't think so. But I don't know. We also haven't had this many ties. So
yeah,
that's kind of out the window.
But they were ties because of like just inept play. Like Kirk Cousins was terrible.
I think they're ties because of the new rules.
I mean,
the shorter overtime.
The thing is, too, playoffs is a whole different season.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Like, if you get on a roll, like you don't know what can happen. And they, like I said, they have the talent and they have the defense. If they show up, they could make a run, but it's just we haven't seen it consistently in the regular season. So you're not sold on them.
I think the thing with the Vikings too that I would give them the advantage to is they can play in both, cold and dome weather. So
yeah, and their defense is built for it. Shout out to Everson Griffin. Apparently he's mentally good again. But also shout out to Ryan Perkins in the chat room.
Oh gosh,
shout
out to Ryan.
She said,
"Educating the youth." That wasn't sarcastic. I wasn't condescending. See, man, you be instigating. I'll be on here trying to make peace and be nice. You over here laughing.
Meditate, don't medicate, in the words of J. Cole.
Wow. Okay, this is where I get triggered.
Yeah, don't be dropping J. Cole.
Yeah, don't be dropping J. Cole in my chat room.
Well, there you go. We can't drop J. Cole in the chat room.
All right, man.
Don't go there, Pete. She said, don't go there, Pete.
All right, man. Let's move to
this is a man who wrote a whole article saying Forest Hills Drive is trash.
And I still have Twitter bots that remind me once a year.
I think you have J. Cole burner accounts.
Yeah, I might. Fuck J. Cole. I said it.
Okay. At least a little pump, eventually sat down and talked to him. I met J. Cole my internship. He's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is. He looks like a nice guy. He looks like a non-hooping Mike Conley.
Nah, he's non-hooping Tobias Harris.
Yeah,
it's already been established. Shout out to Courtside. They've already nailed that down. That he's Tobias Harris and J. Cole are the same person.
All right, man. So in the AFC. The AFC still wide open. We still got 2 divisions that are going to be settled and 4 teams that can potentially make the playoffs. You got the Ravens, the Steelers, the Titans, and the Colts who still have realistic chances of getting in. Right now, it's the Ravens and the Colts, I believe. Right? Chargers are locked into the other wild card.
Yeah. So the Ravens are playing for either a wild card.
The Ravens hold the division right now, so the Ravens are in. Ravens and Colts are in right now.
When they're in, and the Steelers are out.
Right.
They got to beat Cleveland, which is crazy to think that had Baker Mayfield started the whole year, they probably would have been in contention to win it.
Yeah, that's true.
Had they won that game instead of tied against Pittsburgh, they'd be right there.
Do you think it's just him, or do you think it was the change of the head coach too?
I think that had something to do with it, but. I mean, even those first 3 games, they were all really close, and they lost by 1 score.
That's true.
So I mean, you can attribute. I would say coaching makes a 1-score difference.
Todd Haley doesn't get enough blame per the usual, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was ever really a fit for Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield. Anyways,
more like he was just whispering into Baker's ear, thoughts of discontent. To be honest,
isn't it crazy though? Because
he's a sabotager.
He was already trying to finesse his way to the head coaching gig.
Tried to sabotage. She tried to sabotage the Steelers. He pretty much sabotaged the Cardinals. Wherever he's gone, he's found a way to piss off the offensive players that he's around or mess everything up. When was the last time he had a successful offense?
What, the Steelers?
The Steelers were successful before he got there. They were just broken, and he kind of fixed it.
I mean, I
But
don't
he
even
did.
know if he really fixed it because
just
I
wanna-
mean they
he-
haven't
he's
really
Greg-
won a Super
He
Bowl.
put
more
some
like-
Flex Seal on them.
Yeah,
He's Greg
And,
Olsen. He Greg
Greg
Olsen,
Olsen.
their offense.
no,
'Cause-
fuck Greg Olsen.
No.
Don't give
'cause
Greg Olsen
Derek
that
Carr-
much credit.
Derek Carr has put up. If you look at his stats, his passing yards, completion percentage, touchdowns to interceptions, it's not that bad. If it
I
was
know you
anybody
don't
else-
watch Raider
if it-
games,
if it
but a
was
lot of
anybody-
that
no,
shit
no.
comes in garbage time.
and that's my
A
point.
lot of it comes in
That's
garbage
you're
time.
making my. You're just further making my point of the type of coordinator and coach Todd Haley really is. He's an asshole.
I mean,
and
you can complete.
He's a
two-
usurper.
You can complete 3 bubble screens in a row and have a 4th and 3. So Derek Carr and the Raiders know that
The Lane
pretty
Kiffin
well.
offense. The Lane Kiffin offense when he was at USC before he got fired. Yeah. Also, you factor in the sheer fact of like
You
Freddie
factor
Kitchens is
in
really,
the sure fact. What the fuck
Yeah.
did you just say?
Okay, I want you to hyper focus on this subtle fact that I'm about to say. Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Does that sound better?
Yeah. there
Sometimes
you
I
go.
know people who are high listen to this broadcast, so I purposely say things a certain way so they can pick it up because they're like, yeah, remember that thing you said? I caught on to it. But yeah, like the offense was tailored around Baker, for those skill players. Todd Haley, everywhere he's gone, he forces his offense and his way of thinking, and it hasn't really worked anywhere.
All right.
Except maybe Arizona.
Let me put it
but
to you straight.
They already had 2 great receivers.
But let me put it
and
to you
Steve
straight.
Preston.
Fuck Todd Haley. Why are we talking about him right now? Let's talk about the playoffs.
I'm just saying, like, he really played a factor. If we're gonna be honest, like,
Fuck the Browns too.
played a
Why are we
factor
talking about the Browns?
because he played a factor because they have a stranglehold on what could happen with the playoffs. They could be the reason the Ravens don't make it.
So let me ask you this, both you guys, this between
Shout out to Lamar Jackson, by the way.
between those 4 teams, like which one has the best odds to run the table?
Ravens. They have a Super Bowl caliber defense. Look at their corner. Marlon Humphreys on one side. Jimmy Smith on the other.
Yeah.
Eric Weddle, Tony Jefferson. Their linebackers, they have like 87 million of them, and they can all rush the passer. Terrell Suggs is still playing at an elite level. C.J. Mosley, their defensive line, they can run the ball. Their receivers can do just
I'll put
enough.
it to you like this: it's like fantasy football, right? You have the sure thing, like you can pick the sure thing, the dude who's gonna get you 12 points and like be cool with that, or you can go for the dude who might get you 0, but he might get you like 30, right?
That's the Colts.
I feel like that's the Steelers.
I would say this. So
That's the
Colts
Steelers.
are better than Steelers.
I feel like the Ravens with their defense, like defense travels and it can get you far, but eventually Lamar Jackson's gonna have to throw the ball.
And his receivers are kind of.
And we've kind of seen
He's kinda
when
trash.
he's forced to throw the ball, they're not the same team. Where you have the Steelers, where Big Ben, if you're down by
juggernaut
if you're
offensively.
down by 5 points, you can trust him to get down there and make a score. Him, Juju, and AB. And if James Conner comes back healthy,
Jalen Samuels is putting in work.
yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, for sure. But I agree with Pete. I would say the Steelers could make a run.
Well,
for it.
I
They're on
think-
the outside, like they don't control their own destiny.
No, if they get in, I think they have a chance.
I
What
think
about the Colts though?
well,
Darius Leonard's arguably defensive player of the year.
let me just
not
say this.
rookie of the year.
Let me just say this about the Ravens, and then we can talk about the Colts. The Ravens, they have a set formula. We know: run the football, mix in Lamar Jackson, play great defense. It's a formula that they've proven can win. But the difference here, they don't have that game changer running back. The closest thing
need
they have is Lamar Jackson.
No,
But-
they
but
have
you do.
Alex Collins.
You do.
Gus Anderson or whatever his name is.
You do need
running
it.
back by committee works.
You do need it when you're going against other running teams, right? Because with the way the playoffs are set up right now, New England, they have the X factor with giving Cordero Patterson the jet sweeps and out of the backfield. Philip Dorsett even did it last week. So it's like they can still do that. And then obviously they have TB12 who can put together stretches. I'm assuming.
Baker Mayfield has almost identical, if not better, numbers.
No, but I'm
Brady.
saying in a different
Mayfield.
season. In a different season. Yeah, we've talked about it all season long. Tom Brady.
Same Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's been having a down year. But that really doesn't matter. He just needs to have a good quarter.
Yeah.
He only needs a good he can be Peyton Manning with the Broncos when they won.
Nah, it's more like he needs a good quarter and the other defense and offense to be incredible.
But what I'm saying is either way, regardless, I don't think Baltimore is going to beat New England. I don't think Baltimore is going to beat Houston. I think the Steelers can beat them. I don't think they will, but I think they could.
I see what you're saying.
And as far as the Colts, I mean, the Colts are
the defense is starting to come together and lock people down.
But
I can't say much about the Colts because they shut us out and they looked baller. But then last week they played the Giants and they looked like trash.
But the Giants are a wild.
And they started off 0-3.
Saquon Barkley's a monster, by the way. We're going to talk about that Rookie of the Year because you know, like
I didn't say Saquon Barkley was trash.
Yes. Oh,
I did not say he was trash. I said he wasn't a GOAT Hall of Famer that you're saying he is.
I think he said something like he leaves something to want on the 4-yard run.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, he has explosive plays and then he does nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is literally what his
scouting report said. You said he's a spark god. He's a spark goat.
I did say that. I did say.
Would you rather have Barkley or McCaffrey?
Barkley. McCaffrey isn't.
But I'm also racist against white football players.
McCaffrey.
just full disclosure.
McCaffrey already has 1,000 yards rushing, and he's 155 receiving yards away from having 1,000 yards. But I don't think it should count because he's not averaging nowhere near 10 yards a catch.
Yeah, that's true.
He already broke the receiving record, the catch record for running backs. He beat Matt Forte's mark. But it's like, I don't really count it because you can play like he could have been a first round pick as a receiver. That's how good and versatile he is. But they don't use him that way. They just use him like on screens, check downs. It's like North Turner, you got to get more out of a guy like that, and to give him
when you don't have receivers to stretch the field.
That's true. His receivers are trash. Moore is good. DJ Moore out of Maryland. Funches and Bunches is just
slow. He's done.
No, he's not slow. He's just now he should probably revert to tight end. Now would be that time to move him back to tight end.
So we already talked about the Colts. What about the Titans?
Mariota
he's
already
hurt,
admitted that like he got hit so hard and that like half his body's numb.
I mean, he was already fighting with the numbness in his fingers earlier in the season.
Exactly.
And he hit that ground hard.
Yeah, he's been banged up.
And it's like they finally said, "Oh, maybe we should not throw the ball to our puny ass Deion Lewis, who we paid a bunch of money for no reason, and he's not even really that effective running the ball and catching the ball. Maybe we should give the ball to the guy who's like 6'3", 250, and can run over everybody." And I'm trying not to curse, but like he could run over everybody. Maybe we should give him the ball. Who
the Raiders passed on.
Yeah, # Raiders passed on him.
Yeah, I mean Derrick Henry's a beast, but
run the ball with.
I mean, I don't know the stats. I mean, the defense he ran on were Jacksonville, who was playing for nothing, and that defense is already tired of playing.
He had like 400,
so they looked like they didn't want to play. They looked like they didn't want to tackle him. And then who did they play the week after that?
I forget.
And he went off
the Giants.
The Giants.
He had 2 touchdowns, 170 yards.
I mean,
he has almost 1,000 yards rushing.
The Giants' defense is a little underlooked because they're better than what they're the rest of the team, but they're not good either, and they're not playing for anything. So he went off. So what I'm saying is, yeah, he strung together 3 good games in a row, but in the playoffs, you're playing higher caliber defenses and teams. I don't think he goes off for over 100 yards.
They could upset the Chiefs, but I don't see that.
I don't think so.
Chiefs' defense is terrible.
They're bad, but they're getting better-ish. And their offense is their saving grace.
Eric Berry being back there only helps so much.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're talking about stuff in the run, they're gonna put him in the box.
Yeah, but like he can't be everywhere at all times. So it's like if you want